All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I'm your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the crypto gaming and NFT gaming markets today. And I'm going to go over my top 3 crypto gaming altcoins that I am looking at in the month of December, not only for, movements in the market and not only to see how the end of the year shapes out. The S&P and the crypto markets aren't looking the hottest today, but we'll talk about that here during the show. But I will give you my 3 altcoins in the crypto gaming market that I am closely eyeing this month for developments, news, and potentially, if we see a bounce back in the market, or if this S&P, movement that we're seeing today doesn't last, that could have some potential in the month of December. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. If you're new to the show, be sure to drop down and hit the subscribe button and like the video if you get value out of the video, as well if you are bullish on the crypto gaming market, just like I am for the future, as I think it's one of the most disruptive technologies that will hit the landscape of crypto for years to come. Quick shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game: Animoca Brands, the biggest Web3 gaming company in the world; Myria, one of the leading L2 and gaming studios in the space; Unix Gaming, one of the leading infrastructures in Web3 gaming; and MEXC, the official exchange of the In the Game show. If you are looking for more info on our sponsors, you can hit the link down below in the description. So let's go ahead and dive into it. As mentioned, we're seeing about a $16,900 Bitcoin. Markets, 1% down in the last hour for Bitcoin. And over the 7 days, the market's not looking too bad. But right now on the S&P 500, it hasn't been the best Monday so far. So we're going to take a look at, what are the 3 altcoins that I am eyeing for the month of December. And I think that all 3 of these projects are here to stay. I'm going to give you one of the top tier blue chips we talk about a lot on the channel. I'm going to give you a mid cap, and I'm going to give you a small cap that I think has explosive potential, especially not only potentially short term, but long term. As my thesis at the moment, I don't think anything economically still changed. And I think that we're going to see more pain in the market. But there are a few tokens out there doing and pushing product at the level and doing things behind the scene that, you might want to consider, stacking those long-term positions. I know Miles has been accumulating a lot, and there's stuff that I'm beginning to DCA into here and there, and I'm going to get into that into this video. It is never financial advice, but I'm always just giving you exactly what I am looking at in the market. Let's go ahead and start with Polygon. So Polygon is one that I talk about a lot, and this is probably going to be on the list for a long time. And at the very top, not only are they getting with the biggest brands in the world, we talk about it a lot, the Nikes, the Disneys, the Stripes, the Metas, which is Instagram and Facebook, the potential that has, and everything that they've done so far with Reddit. And if you are not familiar, they launched the Reddit NFTs, which were very viral. Everyone was talking about how successful the onboarding is. They basically Trojan horsed you into the industry with these profile picture avatars. But as we're seeing, Reddit hit 4.4 million avatars minted on Polygon. Now, this is fantastic technology. Eventually, Starbucks is going to have a system where you scan your phone, and it's an NFT loyalty program. Like, their loyalty program is going to be powered by Polygon. All the biggest brands in the world powered by Polygon. I mean, we're seeing some luxury clothing brands, car brands. Mercedes is getting involved. Everyone wants that piece of Polygon's technology, which has proven so far to be the seamless integrated technology to onboard people into the industry. And once they get involved and see the power of the blockchain technology that's powering these things, and these businesses are getting the conviction in something like Polygon, it just makes me absolutely bullish. I know Ryan Wyatt joined the YouTube gaming division joined Polygon about a year ago, came over from YouTube gaming, and the gaming side has been, extremely, I mean, look at the developers coming into the network. And this is exactly what I wanted to talk about. So the active developers on Polygon are only going up, and this momentum isn't stopping because more brands are seeing what they're doing. The Reddit case study is probably the best social proof and proof of concept that they could have right now to get a big brand like Reddit, something that's used, so many clicks per day, and to have them have that many users onboarded in the click of a button. We're seeing Dead Drop, Metalcore, so many top tier games moving over and choosing to use Polygon's network. And I think with the multi-chain capability, them getting on marketplaces and wallets like Magic Eden and Phantom wallets, I think that they're just going to keep pushing that agenda. And this is not just, this is an international thing. They're getting involved with straight up, India's commitment to Web3 is getting stronger every day. India's leading e-commerce giant has teamed up with Polygon to create a blockchain e-commerce center of excellence that will strengthen Web3 development and Metaverse commerce use cases in India. So this is an amazing partnership, in my opinion, because this is global, this is international. They are reaching out and touching bases with every part of the world, interconnected with some of the biggest businesses in the world. So Polygon is absolutely number one on my list as far as, you know, what I'm looking at in December. And the market cap, in my opinion, with the real world business that they are pushing and they are going to empower for years to come, at this $9 billion fully diluted market cap, I think there's a ton of potential, even in these times. If you were wanting to just stack, then I would think that Polygon is a fantastic option to look into for the long term. Let's talk about number two, which is a mid-cap crypto gaming token that is a super explosive token with the market, very high volume. And I love the people behind Vulcan Forge. Jamie Thompson and the team over there continue to push and continue to do things. Right now, their upcoming nodes are coming up. The more PYR that you hold, you're going to be able to get involved with nodes. Think of the Gala ecosystem with their film, music, gaming nodes, as well as you take a look at like Myria with their nodes. What it is you're backing the blockchain, right? Like you are a validator of the blockchain at that point. So that people that have governance over the platform and hold PYR are going to be able to get involved with those Elysium nodes. Elysium, the blockchain, is more than just an EVM implementation. It's a highly specialized L1 that mirrors Ethereum's Web3 RPC, accounts, keys, subscription logs, and more. ETH compatible, scalable, and secure. So I think that, you know, their blockchain is going to be one of the more high-tier blockchains that hits the space as far as crypto gaming. Right now, they are focused on 12 games. They are focused on 12 of their games. And in a recent interview here, which I'll talk about in a second, with Anthony Scaramucci and Jamie Thompson, the CEO of Vulcan Forge, the Vulcan ecosystem is up 1,045% in usage over the last week. These stats are these are stats that matter in any market, as they say. And as you see here, here's the proof. I believe this is on DApp Radar, and it says make sure your PYR is stacked and ready for an Elysium Forge node. And in this interview, they talk about a lot of value. I would highly recommend to check this out. Jamie Thompson and Anthony Scaramucci talking a little more about the future of what they want to do in this platform, providing Metaverse as a service. As Jamie notes that they have built some of the biggest projects metaverses for them. And, you know, obviously they're not going to disclose that. But, Jamie mentions they've already built projects, their own metaverse before, and they're already using it at this very moment in time. How powerful the Elysium blockchain is going to be, their vision to build out these 12 games with this lore. That I love the lore that Jamie just, is really pushing towards. I think it's fantastic. And then he also talks about, Anthony Scaramucci talks about his conviction in Jamie Thompson, about how he told him the good, the bad, and the ugly about their business. And that, he was all in on what this guy was doing in this industry, and that everyone he talks to in the industry says that this is the most explosive, piece of the crypto and Web3 space. The empowerment. If we can, get to that point where microtransactions in games aren't so one-sided, and these companies like Activision and Riot Games and Epic Games and the Steams of the world aren't just selling you skins and extracting every single dollar from it. The only empowering game in the world right now that's really Web 2 is CSGO. You can resell your skins. And I believe there's a skin that just went for 6 figures recently. And that's the power that we're wanting to give to the players. It's not about monetization. It's about monetizing your time and empowerment of ownership, right? At the end of the day, games die over time, and the traditional technology is just not the technology. And I know, we've had Jamie on the channel, and we talked about, true ownership, owning your assets and building out these experiences in the worlds that are yours. So I think that everything that they do under the hood for Vulcan Forge empowers that. And I think that it's one of the best bets to come out on the other side of this bull run, or other side of this bear market, and especially at the market cap. At $150 million fully diluted market cap with fantastic tokenomics and a lot of incentive for people to hold the PYR token for governance in the Elysium nodes. I think that Vulcan Forge has a lot of potential in the month of December. And then third is a low cap that I've had my eyes on for a long time. We also had Thomas here on the channel for an interview in the past, and that is Wasder. And a lot of people, Wasder has over 1 million downloads on the Google Play Store. They have a ton of users using the platform, very social, competitive gaming platform with the Wasder Pass as well. They get exclusive access, their NFT marketplace, everything they do under the hood. But this is a really good way to summarize exactly what's going on at Wasder, because there is a lot on the platform. So Wasder is your base camp to the metaverses, and this is in their white paper. And their white paper is fantastic. It breaks down really the platform super, super well, and the ecosystem between devs, content creators, and players. But you find your next metaverse, bring back loot, so you win stuff in those games, you get skins, etc. Earn game items on Wasder for your favorite games, bring your Wasder loot into a new metaverse. You find your next metaverse, you can show your loot to your friends, you can earn new loot to take into gaming and new metaverses. You talk about your adventures, and your friends are. So, that's what Wasder is, where all those things are. And you go on adventures with your friends. And like I said, this is a very, very good description of, partners and brands, users, content creators, and then studios and publishers. It's a really well pronged ecosystem. And as you can see, just throughout their white paper, this is a really good spot to get a ton of information on how their ecosystem works. And then the one last thing I wanted to show here was the Wasder fixing the player funnel. So on-platform partnerships, NFT monetization for content creators, which is content's one of the most empowering pieces of information and education in these days. Content, it gravitates so well in it. If you are producing value in today's content market, there is so much market for NFT monetization for good content. Voice crack there. Novel social discovery and player matching service, full voice chat and squad solution, direct buy partnerships with existing game stores straight from the Wasder game spaces, on-platform wikis, guides, and walkthroughs, dedicated game spaces by the studios and fans, prize and tournaments. There's so much under the hood. And then when you look at the market cap, at a $22 million fully diluted market cap, I think it has a ton of potential in the future. And if you take a look, they're pushing their season 9 of the Wasder Pass, very active in pushing updates as well, fixing the animation for claiming rewards. They're super well, they're on dot. And Thomas is very, just like Jamie, I have a lot of conviction. I bet on people and not just what promises are made on a white paper or a roadmap. And, they are delivering on everything that they're trying to deliver on. So I have very high conviction in Wasder. And at this market cap, this is going to have tons of explosive potential in the future. And then also, if we see some continue, the S&P up until today was looking fantastic, right? And if this is just a little bit of a dip, then we'll kind of see how that plays out. I think long term, we're definitely going to see lower prices, but the month of December is going to be questionable. And we're just going to have to see. And I would highly advise to watch the traditional markets. That is going to be the lead dictator. And if the traditional markets can rally, we're actually probably going to see a little bit of a crypto bounce because of the contagion that we just saw from FTX, because that wasn't a crypto problem. That was a person problem. And whatever was going on behind the scenes, complete corruption at the highest level. That's what that was. So, the blockchain technology and crypto, that wasn't the problem. And I think that if the S&P can rally throughout the year, crypto is going to be absolutely explosive potentially to end out the year as well. So keep your eyes on the S&P because it's going to be, in my opinion, one of the lead indicators on how the year finishes out. And then I'll give an honorable mention, and that's going to be SuperVerse. And we'll do a full breakdown of SuperVerse coming up. I'm going to do a new series here on the channel, breaking down projects, basically going to be your one-stop shop to learn everything you need to know about each of the top crypto gaming NFT platforms and metaverses in the space. You'll be able to have documentation of every single project if you need all the info on all the top projects. And I think everything that they just changed up and the rebrand with SuperVerse, what was Superfarm is now SuperVerse. So I'll cover all these along with a lot more projects as well. So that is coming up, a new series here on In the Game. And then just to close it out, looking at the watch list, there is a lot of other things that have some potential. Sandbox is up 11% this week. Good to see. The partnerships they're pushing. I think once the bull run comes back, it's going to be a no-brainer that you're going to probably want exposure to. Ultra still gearing up for, hearing from the Ultra team recently, they're still gearing up for Ultra games, and they have a lot under the hood and coming soon. So I think that's something to be really excited about as well. And just looking through, The low caps, I would say WAGMI Games, I still have a lot of conviction on. Wasder, as we just talked about. Mobland, I'm still really bullish on as well. But we'll talk about all those and more in their own individual videos where I'll break down every bit of each project so that way you can be as informed as possible, but always do your own research. And this is never financial advice. And then last but not least, some big news in the NFT gaming market as FaZe Clan drops their own free mint, FaZe Forever, a new way for you to access and participate in the future of gaming. FaZe Clan themselves saying it's the future of gaming. This is going to be big. So they've onboarded tons of users as well. This was in collaboration with MoonPay, for example, but it is a free mint. If you go to forever.fazeclan.com, make sure you're on the FaZe Clan official. They have it here and they have their own, the own page for FaZe Forever. I would highly, this is free. This is something you can go grab and, you're going to get exposure to whatever FaZe does in the future in Web3. And I think that there's so much potential there. Hex from Optics mentioned he's interested. So in Web3 technology, we're seeing all the biggest brands as far as Guild of Guardians. They just onboarded about 8 brands a few months ago. EV.io has Luminosity Gaming attached to them already as well. And they're in their main advertising. So Web3 gaming and NFT technology is the future. I tweeted that today. And that is, I will say it again, the most explosive sector of this piece of technology, in my opinion. It's a no-brainer that NFTs and gaming are a match made in heaven, and we're going to bet on that industry for the future. And I'll cover that the entire way here on In the Game. If you enjoyed the show and if you got value out of the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel for shows here every single day on Crypto Banter. I'll be back tomorrow with another show. As always, play well, my friends.